Hi, Evelyn Grace. I am a residual income stacking expert. I've been a single mom for over 15 years and I'm a health nut, and I've got an awesome tip for you today. I wanted to share with you this morning. I'm reading this awesome book. It's called The New Master Key System by Charles Haanel. And it's a slow read because after every chapter, he has an action for you to do, and he wants you to master that action. And it's all about really thought, meditation, really concentrating on what you think about, focus on. And I'm in lesson 12, and it's on the law of attraction. And I want to read to you a little bit from this book. And two things. Number one, I'm going to apologize because I'm heading off to the gym, and so I haven't showered yet. So thus the hat and my glasses. I need to read, so I know they create reflection. But here goes. So the law of attraction. Every purpose in life is best accomplished through a scientific understanding of the creative power of thought. Our power to think is infinite. Consequently, our creative power is unlimited. Understanding this, you can construct an ideal business, an ideal home, ideal friends, and an ideal environment. You're not restricted as to material or cost. Thought is omnipotent and has the power to draw on the infinite bank of primary substance for all that it requires. Infinite resources are therefore at your command. There are 3 requirements for this creative process. Each one is absolutely essential. You must first have the knowledge of your power. Second, the courage to dare. And third, the faith to do it. So what does that all mean? So first of all, omnipotent. I'm going, well, what does that mean? So I looked it up in the dictionary, and it says having virtually unlimited authority or influence. So and people go, oh, we're talking about God, whatever. I don't care what you name it, whatever, but there is definitely something bigger than you and I. You just gotta grasp that, because there's just so much to our universe. Just the fact that a baby is formed in us and comes out a little human being. All that it requires, all the intricacies of a baby being formed in a mother's womb is just astronomical. I mean, and then think about all of the parts that came together to create the earth and the sun and all of those. So, I mean, it's just mind-boggling to me. So the law of attraction and those 3 things that are absolutely essential: the knowledge of your power, the courage to dare, and the faith to do it. So I meditate every morning. I do about a 15-minute guided meditation, and then I go off on my own and I do a 30-minute meditation before I do anything else in the day. I don't care. Well, most days. There's some days where I have to be up and out of the house by 5 a.m. and that meditation might be cut a little short. But it's really, having the knowledge, and it really is, the law of attraction is, and I want to see if I can find this in here, and if I can't, maybe I'll post it. Understanding the law. People go, oh, the law of attraction. Oh, if you just concentrate on something, long enough, you'll get whatever you want. Well, yes and no, but there's so much more to it, because there's a number of different laws that kind of go with it. But they are truly laws. It's like the law of gravity and the law of electricity. We believe those without a doubt. And at one point, and the concept of, our world is round, and at one point it was believed that our world wasn't round, that it was flat, and that you could fall off the edge. Well, we know that that's not true. And the law of gravity says, you throw something up, it's going to come down. And that's the law of gravity and electricity. We take those for, what's the word I'm looking for? For granted. So electricity, we go and flick the switch on the wall, and we expect we're going to get electricity like that. Well, if it doesn't happen, something in that law of electricity, it's not that the energy isn't there, or it's been interrupted by something, whether it's the light bulb is out or a wire has become disconnected. Something has happened to interrupt that law. And I really, literally, and the reason I kind of wanted to bring this all to you this morning was because I was reading in this book, The Laws, the Master Key System, and it referenced another book that my nephew, who went through a lot of trials and tribulations when he was younger, he was basically a drug addict, and he turned himself around. And it was this book called Conversations with God. And he made reference, Charles Haanel made reference to this book. And I literally, in my mind, burst out laughing, because this is the little quote from the Conversations of God. Neale Donald Walsch asked God why he never seems to get what he wants. And the answer is, you keep changing your mind. And that's what I wanted to really focus in on, literally and figuratively, is how many times do we, I know I'm guilty. I've been known as the shiny object girl. It's like I just kind of go to one thing. But yet, I can focus. I can focus, extremely focus on certain things. And I know if I can do it once, I can do it anywhere. But I had to laugh when I read that, because I was like, yeah, how many times we go, oh my God, this, I can't do it. Oh, this isn't working, because we lose focus and we focus on the negative thoughts instead of the positive, and focusing on is as if we already have that goal in hand. And I've heard that over and over, and I went, oh my gosh, I was a ski racer when I was younger. And before every race, we all would either hike up through the course to study it, or we're side slipping down the side of the course to memorize every gate, every turn, whether it was a fall away, an undergate. And literally, when I was at the top of the course, I was focusing in my mind. I would literally close my eyes, and I could see myself going down through every turn. And I never once, when I focused, ever thought about, oh my God, I'm going to fall out of this one gate. I never focused on, oh my God, I'm going to hook my tip on the gate and go out. No, I focused on every gate and going down through it perfectly. And if you watch Mikaela Shiffrin, who is #1 in the whole flippin' world, amazing young skier. I think she's 24 now, and she started on the World Cup at like 15 years old. and out of Burke Mountain Academy in Vermont. But you watch her. You watch all of them at the top of the race course, and they're like this. Their eyes are closed, and they're going like this with their hands, and they're focused. And I ask you, how many times in your life have you lost focus? How many times do you find yourself doubting yourself? We all do it, but we have the ability to do whatever we want. And it comes down to knowing that you have that power, knowing that you can do it, and the courage not to fear, not to worry about falling. You know, if you're going 50, 60 miles an hour, you are not thinking about falling. You're thinking about what's coming up next. And it's just putting your foot forward and doing what maybe you might have some fear about, but you go, push that fear away, and you step forward and you do it anyways. One of my new friends, mentors, she talks about her journey over the last 6 years, and she said something the other day that I thought was just in one of her podcasts. She has a podcast, and her and I think I'm going to put a link to her podcast in the comments. But Carrie MacArthur is her name, and she talked about how, you know, she was afraid, and her mantra now is to do one thing every day that scares her. And I encourage you to do the same. Do one thing every day, little tiny steps forward, and you'll look back in 30, 60, 90 days, and you'll go, wow, look at where I am today, because I took those little tiny steps. I dared to. I hope you found value this morning in my tip. If you'd like more, you can certainly subscribe to my YouTube channel, Evelyn Grace, and you can follow me on Facebook under Evelyn Grace and Excel Beyond, EXXEL Beyond. I hope you have an awesome day. Bye for now.